Righty, hello everyone, and welcome back to my Utawarerumono walkthrough. If you're watching this, then it probably hasn't been a long time, but for me recording, it has been, so here we go. Let's see if I remember who I used this run. Okay, this level is the first level where you meet the Avkami, these guys over here. They have a lot of health, do a lot of damage, and they're generally just ridiculously powerful. Who's I leveling up? Banawi and Tuka. Okay, so you'll notice that the rocks are hostile and the fences, the barricades are not. So obviously, as always, you'll want to take your carries and have them destroy the blocks for the sake of BP, so you can level them up some more. And the only goal of this level is to survive. As long as you have one person still alive after a certain amount of time, then you win. Now, it's easier said than done, because I mean, sure there's only 4 people, but notice how their defense and magic defense stats are question marks. Yeah, they're invulnerable. And they do about 100 to 180 damage a hit. So, considering your toughest character at this point is Tuka with 350 hit points, that means she can survive a total of about 3 hits before she goes down. So, quite obviously, you need to be careful on this level. As for the level itself, it's pretty straightforward. It's mostly just a game of cat and mouse, honestly. Just run around. You're usually going to want to get your archers out of there pretty quickly. Just run around, keep them distracted by just baiting them around all over the place, and try to avoid taking too many hits. Of course, if you do get experience for attacking them, even though you don't do any damage, so if you just want to level up, then that's still valid. But keep in mind that you cannot hurt them. Although, this is pure speculation on my part, because I've never really proved or disproved this, but I think they actually slow down when they get attacked, so if you hit them a lot, then you'll be able to run everyone else away. Yeah. So, another little note about this is that the Avkami will target the barricades above all else, unless of course you throw somebody at them. Usually, at least. If you just keep your people towards the edges of the map, then they'll just go after the barricade and leave your people alone. But yeah, see that 130 damage there? You want to be careful with these guys. And oh, don't worry, you encounter more of them soon enough. Yeah, these Avkami are actually your primary opponent for the next, I think, 3 levels? Maybe 2? No, it's probably 2. But lo and behold, no damage. 0. I would throw overwrote at them, but no. Tuka's gonna try and run past. Yeah. Like I said, it's a pretty straightforward level, but not one to be taken lightly, especially on the hard modes, because it can be extremely difficult to keep someone alive here. The archers are generally disposable because, well, they can't outrun the Avkami at all. So usually the best strategy for them is just run and shoot, because the shooting will slow them down a bit, so that it helps keep them off everyone else. Run and shoot. Don't be afraid to have your mages use their spells either. Just be be attentive to their position in relative to the enemies, because again, your mages have low defense, so they'll probably drop in 1 to 2 hits. Camu usually drops in 1 hit. Unless, of course, you're playing on normal difficulty, which is painfully easy. Oh. I'm used to playing without fraps running, so having fraps running is completely throwing off the timing on my combos. Whatever, I'll get used to it. This turn count here, by the way, has no actual effect. It's not at all relative to how long you need to survive. So don't go by that, because you'll just confuse yourself. I've made that mistake a number of times before. I'm about to lose Kuro. See the power of these things? 120 damage. Jeez. Obviously, there are tons of different ways you can bait these guys around, but again, it's just trying to take as few hits as you can. So however you do that is up to you. I usually just try to stick to the outside of the map and run away as soon as they come after you, but then they will all focus down one character and cut them off. So you need to watch for that, which is generally why it works better when you take more characters to the edge at once. Because one character can obviously outrun one Akami easily, but when there's 3 of them and one of them cuts them off, then you kind of can't get past them without taking a hit or 2, and that's when it becomes difficult to survive. But still, as long as you don't throw your carries at them, then you should be fine on this level. The mages you don't really need to worry about much, because there's not much for the... Yeah, they'll die in 1 hit anyway, so they're pretty much doomed. It's the carries you gotta watch out for, because the more defense they have, the better their chance, the more hits they can take, and the more hits they can take before they go down, the more likely they are to be your sole survivor. But quite often there is only 1 survivor. But look at that. In 1 hit, he nearly insta-killed Camu. This is why you try to avoid them. Of course, later on you'll have to actually kill them, but then they'll be doing, well, they might be doing a bit less damage because you have more defense, but you'll be able to hurt them. And usually you'll be able to just ult 1 and finish 1 off, because they have high defense even when they're vulnerable, but they only have just under 5